Hello, guys. We are at York University in Canada in search of master's and PhD opportunities as usual. And let me show you something quickly. The funding packages for both domestic and international students. So the TA you see here means teaching assistantships. So if you get into the university and with a teaching assistantship, you get some amount of money. If you get in without a teaching assistantship, the amount is also written here. So let's choose TA teaching assistantships because a number of students get teaching assistantships. So you will get over 37,000 Canadian dollars if you get into this university with a teaching assistantship. So we can always check for a PhD as well. So this is a Master's International with TA. So PhD International. So for a PhD, it depends on whether you're a first year to a second year PhD student or a third year to a fifth year PhD student. And you also get over 36,000 Canadian dollars per annum. I remember a PhD is between 4 or 5 years, so you get this annually. While a master's is between 1 to 2 years in Canada. So, having said that, welcome. If you're new, thanks for joining us. Where have you been? There are lots of videos already on this channel on fully funded scholarships around the world. So, apart from this one, look around. There are several more that might just catch your interest. And of course, if you're returning, thanks for coming back. Thanks for the constant support. And I hope you get a scholarship sooner than later. So let's go back to York University in Canada. So I've showed you a bit of the funding. Let's talk about the English language requirement, then we'll go back to the funding and the eligible courses. So the English language requirements, as you know, most universities require you to demonstrate your English language proficiency, and you can do that through those English language courses or English language tests, just like the TOEFL or the IELTS. These exams are expensive and it can be a problem for a number of people, especially for those from developing countries. But then there is this clause here saying, you can see it here, that if you have completed at least 1 full year at an accredited university in a country where English is the official language of the institution, you may be exempt from this requirement. So I think we can lash on this one. So if you studied already in the English language was the official language of study for your undergraduate or previous degrees, you can always say yes. I'm already proficient. I've already studied in the English language, and I do not need to submit any of those tests. So can always make that argument and save your money, save your time. No IELTS, no TOEFL. So good news. So let's move on. So let's go back to the financial package we saw earlier. So you can see here for a PhD, you're getting over 36,000 Canadian dollars. What does this mean? This is the money you get in your pocket. Is this your stipend? And the answer is no. And this is what I mean. You also have to pay fees from that fund, and the fee you'll be paying is over 16,000. So 36,000 as your award, 16,000 for fees. It will be 36,000 minus 16,000. So whatever is remaining, about 19 to 20,000, is what you get as your living stipend, which is okay. It is a modest living stipend. So 36 minus 16, whatever is remaining is what you get as your pocket money. So we could do the same for the masters as well. So for the masters, you're getting 37, and then the fees, it's about, let's go down there, 16. So it's almost quite similar, 2021, thereabout, 21,000 Canadian dollars or 20,000 Canadian dollars is what you get as your stipend per year. So that's fair if you ask me. So how do you apply for this? Then we go to the courses, of course, the different graduate courses, and check for the applications requirements, check for deadlines and things like that. So let's try anthropology, for instance. So go to the different departments and see their application deadlines. I must say that different applications might have different deadlines and different requirements. So check carefully for your own particular department. So this is anthropology for an example. And you can see here their MA courses, and the deadline here is 12th of 15th, rather 15th of December, full time. And we talk about the English language test, and we've talked about this already in the introduction. And the PhD, the same deadline as the master's. What documents do you need to submit? Recommendation letters, CV, sample of written work, and statement of interest. So to get a full gist on how to apply for this, it's often a good idea, or should I say always a good idea, to go to the course page. So you want to go to the Anthropology page and see what's the applications requirements directly from the horse's mouth. So let's see program page. Let's see. Oh, this is it here, program page. So let's go there, and then you get more info on how to apply. And these are the faculty members as well. And for some departments, you do not need to contact faculty. From others, you need to contact faculty. So read the instructions closely and see if you have to contact any of them. But it's always a good idea to see what the faculties are doing, so you can write them in your statement of interest, that there's Professor A is doing research on this area, and that's the area I'm interested in. That is the area I have a background in as well. So you could always use that as a leverage. It's always good to familiarize yourself with what the faculty is doing. So check how to apply and see. So there are other bits of departmental funding that you also get apart from the one we've seen already. So you can always increase that your 20,000 Canadian dollars with this small departmental funding. So for anthropology, you can see here opens 15th October and closes 15th December. The application procedure is also stated here. And before you apply, they also gave step-by-step instructions. So this is a very good department. They've given you all you need. They said, do your research, identify your own interest within the disciplinary interest. So check what the discipline is doing, what the faculties are doing, and whether you want a research, a master's or a PhD, other things about your the deadline, the transcript, resume, and the rest of them. So nothing was said here about a faculty actually. But just check what they're doing. They didn't say contact them directly. Just identify their thematic areas of individual faculty members of interest. So should you contact them or not? Nothing was said. You can always clarify from the department directly. So go to the department contact and see, send them an email and say, hey, I'm interested in applying to your department. Do I need the green light from one of the faculty members? Or is it sufficient to just identify one or two of them whose area of interest align with mine and send in an application? So the documents as well you need to submit. So this is clearly stated here. Just follow the steps and I believe you'll be fine. So this is anthropology. As I said, different strokes for different folks. Different departments might have slightly different requirements. And let's just try that. Let's see what's happening. Let's check, let's see, geography, probably. Let's see if there's a geography department here. The application deadlines might just differ. Let's see, this is gender, this is geography. Okay, we've seen geography. There's even law, I believe. Could also check law. You can see the very long list here. This is law. Let's check geography first, and then we'll check law probably. There is geography. So this is geography department. So for geography department, you also get the gist. For geography, I think it's January, the deadline 15th of January. So anthropology, we saw 15th of December, geography 15th of January. So these are the variations and differences I talked about. And then the general requirements, the documents you need to have. For PhD, 3 recommendation letters. For masters, 2 recommendation letters. And then the statement of interest. For masters, just 250 words. For a PhD, 500 words. So see the variations. So pay attention to the particular instructions of your department. And that might just be the deal maker or the deal breaker. So read. A number of people just rush to apply without reading. And I noticed this a lot, and it's quite disheartening, to be honest. So let's go to the program page and get more info on how to apply. So this is the program page and faculty members as well, and how to apply. So to get the full gist, So applying to the geography department or applying for the program, for the graduate program in geography is clear and simple. Okay, good. Your first step is to contact professors. You see, for geography, it is important to contact professors, and it was stated here already. So, your first step is to contact professors you would like to work with and explain why you are interested in their research program and what skills and passion you can bring to their lab. So you see, it's important to contact professors, necessary unless your PhD or your master's application wouldn't even be considered in the first place. So it's important. Please take note of this and go back to that faculty page we talked about. So how to apply? Remember to go there and let's see. Let me show you the faculty quickly. The faculty they're talking about. So these are the people you can look towards and see what they're researching on. There might be more than this anyway. So check the website and see if you can get more gist about the faculty and see how you can apply. And then you can also check for another department, let's say law. I would leave a link to how to send an email to a supervisor. I'll leave a video that states and guides you on how to send an email to a professor in the description box of this video as well. So this is geography. You can always check for law. We talked about law recently. So let's go to law. Okay, I think this is law. Uh-huh. So this is law. You can always check as well, and for their own deadlines, for their own requirements. Do I need a writing sample? Do I need this? Do I need that? So very important, guys. Very important. So the deadline for law is actually in February next year, as you can see. So we had December in anthropology, January in geography, February now in law. So look at the department variations, and of course the applications requirements and documents that you might need to submit. Remember to also visit the department page to get the full gist. It's also good to read what the department is all about, their areas of interest, their areas of focus, and then look for things about newcomers or how to apply if you are considering studying at the university. So let's see. I'm considering graduate studies in law. Yes. Let's see. So this is interesting. Lots of info here about the program. Lots of info about admissions as well. So you click on admissions. So you can see how I am digging into this website. Do your own due diligence. So I get lots of people asking questions I think they should have found out if they have consulted the website thoroughly. So things like, oh, what's the application's requirement? Oh, what's the deadline? Oh, would they accept this? Would they accept that? Have you done your due diligence? And if it's not on the website, it's often a very good idea to send them a direct email as well. So just do the same. This is what I'm doing for the law department, and all the applications requirements are clearly stated here. So look at them. I think you'll be fine largely. Let's look at funding before we go. So funding, there's tuition, then scholarships as well. Scholarship packages, you can see you get up to here, get up to 20 per annum, kind of similar to what we saw earlier. 20, that's your pocket money. This is the amount you also saw earlier, but by the time you remove your tuition, it goes back to that 2019,000 that we saw earlier. So there's funding. That's good news. That's good news. And it comes in form of teaching assistantships, research assistantships. So do your due diligence, guys. Check properly. I think you find something that you find the information that you need. Quickly before we go, most Canadian universities require application fees. Well, that's beyond me. There's nothing I can do about that. So it's good to probably save up for an application fee. And before your application be considered, you will need to submit an application fee. I think York also requires application fees. So if you see one, do not be do not be alarmed. That's the requirement, unfortunately, and might be a problem. I understand for those who are from the global south who are struggling like to raise money for their studies. And the application fee usually is about like 100, 120. Do not quote me on that, but just find out yourself. And that's it, guys. I hope this was useful. Fully funded masters and PhD at York University in Canada. You've seen the funding package already. Quite generous for both masters and PhD. So subscribe if you've not done so already, because many more videos are coming your way. And as usual, guys, we cannot wait to celebrate you. Get to work. There are lots of opportunities floating about. So try to catch at least one. So just sit down, take your time, read through the applications requirements, read through the guidance, and largely you'll be fine. So I can't wait to see you at the top sooner than later. Bye bye for now.